Charlie somewhere back there. We're looking for another leak. We're looking for a leak. Somewhere on this carriage. We're looking for a leak. Somewhere on this carriage. Well, you got your dogs moving. That's all hydraulic. And she's pretty nasty, so it's not exactly an easy thing to do, but I see exactly what it's at. See how it's a little wet around? One of them ball fittings has an O-ring in it, so probably just the O-ring will have changed. I'm not seeing, that should be the only hydraulic on this thing. It's just the drive itself for the dog. Things have ran pretty well this week, and to be honest with you, we really don't have a whole hell of a lot going on this maintenance day to day, but we are going to do a bunch of little things. For one, we got ourselves some ball O-rings. We got Charlie's truck here, which is equipped with
what's left of it.
Yeah, Charlie's truck. We're gonna have an episode real soon of changing this thing out.
Somebody backed into it here at work.
I didn't do that. He loaned his truck out, and somebody ran out of talent, filled it open like a Coke can.
Apparently PT Cruisers have can openers.
So I guess it's just like you, rough and tough, huh? One of these wrenches ought to fit. More or less what he's about to loosen here, you got a jam nut. I said it wasn't no bigger than 1.8 inch, didn't I? But more or less just loosening this jam nut, and then there'll be an O-ring. Oh Lord.
Shit.
First thing we gotta do is get a proper size wrench. I'll take the blame on that one. You break it loose, we are going to have to take the hose itself off. Luckily that's a swivel fitting on there, so it'll come off pretty easy. Now that we got our jam nut loose, we can blow the sawdust out the way first. Unscrew it out. And you see your O-ring right there. It almost just doesn't even look like the right O-ring, to be honest with you, but I'm not seeing those sort of cuts in it. Nah, it's been around. Get another one. The goal is not to cut my fingers here. Almost lost them. New O-rings. So now we can just screw this in. Making sure we do not put any sawdust or trash inside our little pump here. Let Charlie tighten down our jam nut. Connect our hose back. Hard to think that this lasts. So I guess it is pretty hard. Didn't we just change this not long ago?
No, we just tightened it.
Simple as that. See what Tommy talk a lot has to say here.
I'm building a sprocket for y'all deck up there.
He's working on it.
Yeah.
And you want a sprocket sale for?
$800.
$2,000 what that thing said.
$2,000.
Not buy one, but 800, 2,000 pretty high.
I can cut you one out with a torch.
Yeah, I mean you might buy it cheaper somewhere else, but you look, I seen it in my room there. That
Charlie's an asshole, I'm sorry.
I am.
Poor old Tommy was just wanting to do some talking, man. So he been in that freaking cab all day long.
Well, he can talk to Phil. They're too much alike anyway.
We're about to go do some Debarker of the maintenance for a little bit. You know, we're gonna check that old rotor. see how much play is in the old rotor. We're not checking the rotation, okay? We're just checking to see how much play is in this rotor. Somebody stole Charlie's hammer. He's upset. This guy, I ain't never seen this joker right here walk this fast. Y'all seen him in the videos. Usually he's just slow-paced feller. He's getting after it now. I mean, he has no step. I think he knows where it's at. Let's see how this unfolds.
What now?
Did you steal his hammer, Phil?
I didn't steal his hammer.
Charlie ain't never moved that fast a day in his life.
That looks like my hammer.
I don't know. You had him upset. Well, are you happy now? And Philip stole his hammer. So we're walking up here to our old Debarker, aka the D of the Barkers. We gotta tighten the rotor, which is located inside the Debarker. Got a little bit of a drip, but you didn't see that. Hell, I didn't see it. First things first, Charlie is gonna open up these rollers here. I'm sorry, Charlie, don't let me get in your way now. So he will throw the air to it, open it, then he will shut the air off while it's open, and boom, it's like magic. Now you see me, now you don't. So now that we got that open, gives us enough room to stick our magnetic thing here with the dial indicator on there. After we scrape about 1/4 inch of sap off of there, and we can check how much play side to side this rotor has. Typically we want no more than 15 thousandths. What is it, 15 thousandths, 12 thousandths?
We used to run it like 12 to 15. Now Tommy's saying like 6 to 8.
6 to 8. Ain't no way in hell we're gonna get it 6 to 8. Really? Well, I guess we're about to find out. This is more or less Charlie's main expertise at the mill. Somehow has become the Debarker, or he is the go-to Debarker.
That's just I ran it for a long time.
Yeah. He was a head unit operator here for a while. And this is our magnetic piece here. You got a magnetic block with the on and off switch, which, you know, obviously turns the magnet on or off. Then you got an arm with a dial indicator, which will move. And more or less we're just checking the side to side on this rotor bearing, or rotor itself. So he'll magnetize to the side, he'll get it as much square as possible to the face. Then he'll slip to the other side and give her a little wobble with the crow's foot. Well, I'll relay how many thousandths we are over. So luckily I already got it rolled around on 0. Kind of show you where he is. You're at 10 thousandths.
10.
Yep. Let me zero it back out. Go ahead. 12, 11, 13. Damn. Got up to like 16.
We can tighten it a little bit if you want to.
We're going tightener just to give y'all something to watch. Normally you probably would just say hell with it because it's not that much play. But just to kind of give you guys a brief thing how this works, we'll just go and get her done. I guess you already had the porta power packed up.
I had to use it this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, that worked out good. I thought it was all spread out at the shop. This. We'll get this. This is a Harbor Freight special. About time to replace them, but we use the crap out of it.
You loosen the Allen and then hit it to knock it in to unlock it.
Okay, I got you. Just pushes it out then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's rotating good. You can actually kind of watch it spin, the rotor itself. It's actually moving really good. The most time-consuming thing on this job is dragging all this crap out, but there's really not a whole lot of labor into it through and through. And that's how you tighten your rotor. Imagine one of these babies got a hold of you. If you ever went through this thing, it would literally peel the hide off your body. Which would kill you, obviously, but it would kill you nice and clean. See the tag? It's actually a Cambio Debarker. I'm assuming, I think this is like 50s model. Well, it's a 26-inch log will fit through this Debarker, but we don't go no bigger than what?
We used to run all the way up like 25, 26, but now they've cut it back to, I don't think Howard really sends anything bigger, much bigger than 20.
Charlie is definitely putting some that's 26 inches through there and got it through, but if it has any crook going through and it's at max size, a lot of times it gets hung up, and when it gets hung up, you get hung up doing a lot of freaking work. About all there is to it. Our outfeed for it is also another Cambio Debarker, but the guts are taken out of it. So there's nothing actually taking wood or bark off the logs, but it just more or less, you have these rollers that kind of help feed the log through after it goes to that first initial debarker. And it's got all your modern newer ones got airbags, but this one actually has bands on it. And it's kind of funny, I just actually seen this band is missing one of the bolts and washers. Do what? You got about 5 or 6 threads left, but one of these bands is missing a bolt and a washer. Yeah.
As long as the band stays on there, it don't matter, but we're going to replace it.
Yeah, I think it's good, but once we replace the bands, we'll obviously put another washer and a bolt through there. And you got a tensioner bolt that's hooked to the outside of this, and as you tighten it, it tightens all your bands. So if your log more or less is not peeling enough, your debarker's not peeling enough bark, then you tighten the band. If it's peeling too much bark and just ripping the wood apart, then you loosen your bands. Pretty simple how that goes. So the next and last thing we're going to do before we get our weekend started is going to be adjusting the guides on our scrag. We're only going to do further side to the right, and the reason is we've been noticing on our cants that when it gets to the center of the cant, it's real thin, and gets to the end or the front of the cant, it gets back to the 6 inches in width. Now I came and watched this right before we shut down, and what the saw is doing, once it gets about halfway through, the saw will suck in. And then whenever it gets past center, it wants to suck back out. So I'm gonna mess with my guides here to try to fix that problem. Every saw's got 2 different guides. You got an inner and you got an outer. Usually on the inside, try to keep yourself a little bit of space from touching the saw, like so. And then one side you'll have touching the saw. Doesn't necessarily matter which side is which, but one needs to be touching while the other one has just got a little bit of wiggle room. So with it sucking in, I'm going to pull this one over. I'm going to pull both of them over, but I'm going to more or less make this one touch the saw. And I'm going to make this side come off a 16th. And then watch it Monday when we crank back up and see if that solves the problem. Charlie's got our wrenches. We got 2 jam nuts. Obviously break one loose, screw it in or screw it out. So we're just going to do this one first, and we'll just suck it into the saw. And we'll bring this one out the same amount. I will tell you when to stop. Now we'll back this side off. Good. Maybe just a tick more. Should be good. And jam our nuts back, and we are done. So that being said, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come on back, and God bless, because we are out of here.